All right, welcome to Burgers and Bourbon, and it's been a while since we put one out. So
yes, it has.
Yeah. So anyway, we thought we'd get started. This is a new year, 2022, and this is something that I have talked about. I guess it's just me, right?
You've been talking about this one for a long time.
Yeah. So basically, what we're going to do over the next little bit is we're going to each bring in our favorites because we've been talking about it for a long time, and we're gonna walk through it. So today we're gonna walk through mine. I guess I get to go first today, and then I think Chris will go next after that. So anyway, so this is it. Let me slide them over there so you can get a better picture, Mr.
Put
Producer.
that one on there. There it is.
Yeah, so there they are. It's Bulleit. And I'll tell you how we got started. So this is actually my go-to right there. So it's the Bulleit 10-year. I like it. Now the Bulleit, here you can take it back.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the Bulleit actually has several varieties of it, right? Yeah. But I actually was given this, I was given that by a friend, I don't know, probably 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. And it is absolutely delicious. So anyway, I started drinking it, and again, this is my go-to. So if I go home and I'm like, you know what, it's kind of a bad day, like I had the other day, my computer crashed, as you guys know, and then my keyboard crashed, which is a whole different story.
The keyboard exploded, but that was intentional.
The
I'm
keyboard
a little
exploded.
shocked that your desk didn't crash too.
Yeah,
that's great.
That thing was
It was great.
Anyway, so anyway, if I go home and have a bad day, this is what I go to now. It's a little on the pricier side, right?
50, 55 bucks.
Yeah, so a little on the pricier side. So there's not something I'm going to mix with, a Coke or something like that, right? No. And a funny story. I know. So a funny story. Over this Christmas break, I've got a friend of mine who's got a bourbon collection. It's really nice. I mean, great bar, really nice. And we go over there, and of course he didn't have Bulleit there. I took one over there, but anyway, he has a bunch of Weller 12 here.
Oh,
and it's really good stuff, right?
Yeah.
And it's expensive too.
If you can find it.
Yeah, if you can find it,
right.
yeah. So he's got a guy that works at a liquor store that holds it back for him and all that, like a lot of people do, right?
Yeah.
They buy a lot of bourbon. So anyway, we go over there, and I forget, he had something else. I can't remember what it was, but it was nice. So I was Blanton's. Mm-hmm. So he gave me some Blanton's, and I'm like, great. So he brings out his Weller, okay? Mm-hmm. Pours it in the cup, and then puts soda over top.
No.
With Weller 12?
No. Yeah.
Because you're talking about doing our favorites. That's my favorite. Weller 12 is mine,
It's
but I can't get it.
But I can't. It's unbelievable.
I want to know what happened next, though. I want to know what you did. How did you react to that?
I didn't say anything.
He
because
bashed
it's
a
his.
keyboard. That's what he did.
No,
It was a delayed reaction.
But that's
now we know the real reason why the computer went down.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, that's his choice. That was his choice. I could never. I mean, I was like, why don't you just get some cheap stuff? But anyway, all right. So anyway, so these are my go-to. We've been talking about them for a long time. Really, it's the 10 years, the one I prefer. But we got a single barrel, which Chris picked up the other day. So we're gonna taste them and let you know what we think, and sort of give them the story behind the single barrel and what you were talking about before about tasting this versus getting it.
Just kind of comparing the two.
So while we pour,
because
we'll just go through
the single barrel is the same thing. It is the 10-year Bulleit Bourbon. Yeah. But instead of being blended from a bunch of barrels so that you get a consistent taste from bottle to bottle, everything that is in that bottle was also in the same barrel. So it's a little bit on the inconsistent side. That's typical of single barrels. So
does it?
Sometimes you get something really good. Sometimes it's just okay. My big thing is because you can get barrel picks, things like that, and those are almost always going to be better if you can find them. That's the biggest problem is finding them. My thing is that was $50. That was $60. Is it worth the extra? That's 20% more.
Right.
Is it worth the extra 20%? That's what I wanted to compare.
But again, what you were saying is you could buy this one time and say, I like it better than this one.
Absolutely.
And then you may buy another one and say, it was not as good as.
Yep, because single barrels are by their nature inconsistent.
Yeah.
The barrel pick single barrels, which there is a Bulleit version of that. It's just hard to find.
Right.
That one I guarantee you're going to like better. But is it 20% better?
Right.
So we'll find out.
Yeah. So anyway, again, go ahead and taste it, guys. I drink this all the time, so I'm pretty familiar with it. But when it comes to drinking bourbon, I think we all sort of drink it a little differently. I like everything neat. I like to try it neat. So I know we've mentioned this on a couple of shows. So again, we were at this person's house over Christmas break, and that's Amazon. You can just put it by the door. Yeah, just put it by the door. Sorry, that's Amazon. We're not going to invite her in for a drink. That would be
That's
a little
been done before.
Yeah, that would. Oh yeah, but not an Amazon person. But anyway, so if you're trying bourbon, I'll say nothing else about this person. They drink they have 3 different bourbons, and that's it. They won't drink anything else.
Wow.
And so I'm all about trying something different,
Absolutely.
right? I love trying different bourbons. And in fact, Chris runs sort of a bourbon society type. Or it may not be that.
We don't call it that.
Yeah. But anyway, it's like a bourbon group of folks that like bourbon. They get together on second Thursday.
Second Thursday of each month.
Yeah.
Right here in the office. Open invitation. You're welcome to come.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So anyway, while we were at this person's house, we had some Blantons, and as I was finishing it up, I had Kelly try it, and I was like, because she's not a big bourbon person, but I'm like, try it. So she tried it, neat, and then I said, all right, I'm gonna put a piece of ice in there. So I put a piece of ice in there and let it melt, and then I said, try it again, and she was like, oh, it's better. So she likes it. I was like, that's the difference between drinking it neat versus drinking it with a little bit of a little cooler. With it slightly watered down. So anyway, I would just encourage you, if you're trying bourbon for the first time, you really should try it neat first.
Yep, agreed.
And then try it with just a single piece of ice, just kind of chill it out. Or you can even get the frozen rocks or whatever, just to kind of get it cold.
Or you could just put in a few drops of water if you're not trying to cool it off, but you're trying to kind of cut it just a little bit.
Yeah. And then try it with pour it over like a big block of ice, because sometimes. That'll even change the flavor when it's like over a big block of ice or something. So anyway, try it all 3 ways. Just whatever you do, don't put soda in there. That drives me nuts.
Well,
But anyway,
I mean, there's some you have to put soda with. If you're
well, that's true.
But those are.
Yeah, I don't particularly like those.
Yeah, but that's when you get on the liquor store for $9.99 a bottle,
correct,
on sale. But anyway, just try it that
We
way.
got to do one of those one time. I'm going to bring one of those in one time.
There's one in my office right now that is priced a little bit high. I brought it to our bourbon night thing that we did just to try something new. It was gasoline. I would love to do it on the show, but I'm not interested in a lawsuit because it was just bad. Yeah, we can pour that into some red Solo cups and let you try that one if you want to.
Yeah.
Bad.
So anyway, again, try it all 3 ways, and that way you'll know how you like that particular bourbon, and they're all different. I mean, we've said this time and time again on these podcasts we do. We try one, and we're like, okay, I like it, and then you try and put ice in, and you're like, oh my God, it's better when I put ice in there, right? Or it could be vice versa. You put ice in there, you're like, I don't like it as much. I like it neat. So just make sure you try it different ways. Is what I would encourage you.
And me typically, when I'm just sitting at home drinking bourbon, I like to drink mine on the rocks. I typically don't just take it neat all the time when I'm doing tastes like this. Obviously, doing them neat, but this was solid too.
Yeah. And by the way, we have ice if you want to put ice.
No,
if you want to try
I'm just
that.
waiting for the next one. Put a little ice in there. Okay.
And I'm kind of in the same situation that you're in. I've had Bulleit 10 before. I would say that this is one of the best bang for your buck bourbons. I mean, this is around $50 a bottle.
Yeah.
But most of the stuff that I like as well or better are more expensive.
Yeah.
So this one's a great one. It's a little tricky to find because people have discovered it.
Yeah, the 10 years can be very difficult to find. I mean, you can find Bulleit, but to get that 10 years is a little tough.
The regular Bulleit, for those of you who don't know, is orange labeled.
Yeah.
They produced it, past tense, here in Louisville. It's actually out in Shively, if I remember correctly.
I think that's right.
But they've built a whole new facility out in Shelby County, out near Galley Rain Farms, that supposedly has a great tour. I was actually planning on going next weekend.
To
try one out to Bulleit to try
cool.
it.
Yeah.
Looks like it'd be a neat tour. So
yeah. So
this is a very local product. It's very good.
Yeah, I love it.
I wouldn't hesitate to buy this again.
Yeah, no, it's really good. So what do you think?
I
Score
like
it.
Yeah, I'd give it a solid 8.
Okay.
Especially because it is pricier, but it's not 100 plus.
Yeah.
It's so I would definitely give it an 8.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. I'd go probably 7, but I mean that as a compliment. Because I got to leave room for some stuff out there that I know is really, truly fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, so as you guys know, this is sort of my go-to. There's another one that I really like.
By the way, it's 91.2 proof.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, this is 9.5. I'm not going to give it a 10 only because, like Chris, I mean, there may be something I try that I maybe like a little bit more. I've tried a couple others that I really like, but I'd say they're sort of on plane with this. So that's where I'm going to go is 9.5 on this one.
All right.
Okay.
So now I want to take, because I've had this one as well, but I've never had them both at the same setting.
Right.
So I want to try the single barrel and see, is it worth the extra?
Man, I have got.
We gotta
I'm
work
all
on
over
you
the place
about
with my
that.
spillage.
Sloppy.
It is sloppy.
It's sloppy.
Hey, it is Friday, and it's a gloomy Friday. And by the way, this is probably a pretty good time to be drinking bourbon on this Friday because it's cold out and gloomy.
It's cold, it's foggy,
It's nasty.
just
day.
miserable. And we're supposed to get snow this weekend,
Yeah.
not enough to actually enjoy it.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Right. All right, so go ahead and taste it. And then, Mr. Producer, why don't you throw that back up there? We'll let anybody take a peek at. Oops, come back. Take a peek at the labels there.
Just to let you know, on the barrel pick versions of the single barrel, they put a little coin right in this area right here, so that's an easy way to see it at a distance.
Yeah.
But usually similar price point.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, so taste it. What do you guys think? I can already tell this is going to be it's going to be different for sure.
Yeah. I taste a little sweeter. I taste a little sweeter.
That's good.
It is good
That's
stuff.
really
yeah.
good.
No, I'll say that has to me it has a little bit more bite on the back end than the regular.
And that's probably why I like it better. This is 104 proof.
Yeah,
So it's got a little
but
bit
it's not
more of
that-
the alcohol bite to it, but it's not over the top.
No, and you wouldn't think it's that big of a like I taste it like to me it's different.
Yeah.
But
I'm not sure if it's just because I've drank bourbon so much over the holidays here that I don't feel as much of the bite on the
Right.
back end.
Yeah.
But it definitely tastes different. So it's got a sweeter.
It is a little bit
Tasty.
sweeter, a little bit more corn
Yeah.
to it. I want to try this with a cube of ice.
Yeah, so I've actually had this several times, and I think I've got a couple bottles of it at home. So, but I've not
Of the
had it in a
single
while. Yeah, I've not had it in a while, so I don't know if you guys want to try
I
it.
wanna try it.
But I'm gonna try to cool this one down. 'Cause that's one thing I don't know that I've had it over ice, to be honest.
I'm good.
Okay, you good?
Yeah.
I only have a little bit left.
Well, there's a
Aaron's
couple
gonna have
bottles
early-
there. You
early
can pour
salad.
some
We
more.
got another show to go, so
That's
so
true.
I'm
We're
trying to
recording
take
next
this
week's
up.
show in about 10 minutes. So.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's right.
And the one that we're doing next week is an extremely high proof. So
Yeah,
we
it's-
all made it a point to go get a nice big healthy lunch before
That's
we
right.
recorded this.
That's right. So anyway, what do you guys think about this? All right, so I just put ice in there, and now it totally takes the bite off the back.
Yes,
end.
it does.
Like, there's
the bite is
nothing.
gone,
There's nothing
but
on the back end.
there's a little bit more of the same flavors, that sweetness.
Yeah.
It's more of it now.
Yeah. So to me, if I'm doing this, and this is one of my favorites, but my pick. This I like neat, right? I could drink that neat all day, and I can put ice in there too. It's pretty good. This I would struggle drinking it neat, but putting that ice in there, it's really good.
Yeah.
Like this is much better now that I put a piece of ice in there.
I like this. This is good with the ice, by the way,
Yeah.
but I like it better neat. And if I have to pick between the two, this is about $60 a bottle,
Yeah.
and it's a little bit easier to find for right now. I think that's probably going to change. I would spend the extra money to get the single barrel because I really like that bite on there.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
I would go. It's going to be hard to rate them too much different, but I would go with this one as well because I'm not as big on this. I like more of like a charred or smoky type bourbon.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The sweeter bourbons, I don't. I mean, it's good. I would still rate it 7.5 to 8, in line with it. I mean, it's easy to drink, but the flavor on this one I like better.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
They're both really good.
No, they're both really
Yeah.
good. I would say that the single barrel, if I put ice in there, it's probably around a 9.5. So it's something I'm gonna go to.
so
all
it's
the time.
way up there.
If I don't put ice in there, I'm gonna say it's probably 8.5, 9. Right? That's just me. It just has a little bit harder of a bite. But again, as Chris mentioned at the beginning of the show, it's single barrel. So maybe if I bought another one, I might like it better.
Right.
Right.
Or not as much.
Or not as much. So
Never know.
Yeah. So anyway, all right. Zach,
I went 7.5 on the 10. I
Yeah.
would go 8 on the single barrel. I
Yeah.
like it more, but I don't like it a lot more. So
Right.
That's just giving myself a little room, and I wouldn't hesitate to buy these again.
Cool. Well, good. All right. Well, I guess that's it for this week
Yep.
of our podcast, and we'll say.
Well, did you
Yeah, he
you
rated
want to
it.
rate it?
Yeah,
oh yeah,
Okay. See, that's where I am. I'm thinking about
Yeah.
the bourbon.
that's
No,
that's right.
you already had too many bourbons, so maybe
Apparently,
you should be
You
doing
must
the
be
next show.
jumping into next week.
Wait till the production value of next episode.
That's right. Yeah, that's exactly right. All right. So anyway, that's another edition of Burgers and Bourbon. And again, this is Bulleit. Go out. There's actually there's several variations of it. Just make sure you look at the label. That's the most important thing, because they all have a different label depending on what it is. But anyway, go try it. It's one of my favorites. Again, price points $50-$60, something like that. Anyway, that's it. And next week we've got a pretty cool one. Do we want to give the name or wait till next week?
Let's wait till next week.
All right, wait till next
it's unique and difficult to find, but worth your time.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, you guys have a good week, and we will catch you guys next week.